The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Everybody. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to our third episode of You Got 15 Minutes. We are back in full effect.
Back.
Hope everybody's, been having a good day. It's been kind of a rocky little day, but we're making it through. Election 2020.
Rocky couple days,
but a very stressful evening. But we're here. We made it, and welcome. Thanks for joining us. We are here to discuss all of the madness that's been happening. We are here. Of course, I'm here with Jocelyn.
Hello, everyone.
My co-host with the mostest over here. And today we are also joined by our good friend,
yes,
Mr. Mike Ayo in the building.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
right?
having me.
This is a long time coming, huh?
Man,
this was like our wildest fantasies come true.
We practiced this in the backseat of cars.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Many times. Because how many F's do you have until you run out of too many F's to give? Like that conversation we had at Redondo Beach.
Wow.
That was epic. We
Yes.
can't even recreate that, but
Nope.
it was the
can't.
most epic. And at that moment, I think we knew
You should have been there.
we need to be on a show.
Yes, absolutely.
We all need
Absolutely.
to do something. So thanks for being here with
Yeah.
us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it, especially on a day when it could, get weird later. And it might be kind of strange to be out in the streets.
Yeah.
It might, it might
AKA
get rowdy.
dangerous.
All that. We already know how the Trumpers are going to react if things go in their favor, how they're going to react if things don't go in their favor.
Either way.
It could be, so if anybody's out there driving, anybody's, out in the streets, getting off work, working downtown, working somewhere where your job is boarded up, or they're telling you to leave early, be safe out there. Don't
Get
antagonize.
in the house.
Get in the house. Don't make any stops. And if you do, try to make them quick. Don't go to
Very
any place
quick.
that's like weird, lonely, dark by itself. You know what I'm saying? Have a buddy.
Or
in
don't
groups.
go where the crowds are either.
Yeah.
'cause
Use the buddy system.
Use the
crowds.
buddy
That's
system
right.
because it could get wild tonight. So just safe travels for everybody. But Halloween, we did get to go through Halloween. We had our last episode. It was our Halloween
Yes.
episode. We talked about how slutty Halloween can be.
Yeah.
And Jocelyn actually made it into the streets for Halloween.
Yes.
She made it to Hollywood.
I went to Hollywood Boulevard,
Yeah.
and it was honestly typical Hollywood.
It was. It was
but
like
everybody
COVID
was
didn't
just in
exist.
masks.
Oh. Well,
And really, a lot of people weren't.
So it was like
Honestly.
a typical Halloween then too.
No, I
Everybody in
swear to
masks.
God. And the police were there. It was like,
It was-
wow.
it was a
right on
regular
time.
well, there you go. Because
But they were like controlling traffic. They didn't really want a lot of people over there. So it was, you could tell.
It was
like,
a little bit
the
different.
police presence, was heavy.
Thick.
But as far as people on the street,
Yeah.
it was packed. Like,
See, I wasn't.
Yeah.
But they were wearing masks.
not everybody.
So okay.
there were
Just kidding.
plenty of
I
people
had
in
high hopes.
costumes that were just like, hey, we're out here.
This is
Like,
what it
you could
is.
just tell. Like, plenty of people to where I was like, I was feeling uncomfortable. Like, I'm like, so y'all just out here
Right.
on Halloween in Hollywood. So those of you that are not from Los Angeles, California, Hollywood may seem like a well-esteemed place to go. But for the locals, it is...
The freaks come out at night.
Yes.
And
it's
on
a local
Halloween,
stomping ground.
they come out in packs. And I just want to say I'm upset that it was the first Halloween, well, not the first, but it was a full moon. So you already know the weirdos were out in full effect and it was going to be legit and fun. It didn't rain. Normally it rains on Halloween.
Or it's cold.
Or it's cold as shit.
Yeah.
Super cold.
And so
Yeah.
it didn't rain. And it was hot. And we were in quarantine. So like one
Yes.
of the potential best Halloweens we could have had out on the street.
right.
People like me were like, I'm staying inside. Because I felt like it was going to be just COVID, like a smorgasbord of COVID.
I'm gonna throw this in again. 2 parades we have missed so far. 2 parades.
We did.
No Dodgers, no
No, neither,
no.
either one.
And we didn't get our gay parade for
No.
3
all
parades.
Yeah, we didn't even get
Yes.
Pride. We missed all Pride. This has been the
because
worst
Pride
year.
is around our birthday.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
everything
Gemini
has just
season.
been
Gemini
That's right.
season.
That's
Whoop,
right.
whoop.
But I mean, did you do anything for Halloween? Did you
I
go
did
anywhere?
not. No.
Oh.
I went to my living room.
Did you dress the baby up?
I did.
What was he?
Super baby.
Oh, super
Yay.
baby.
He was a Superman baby.
Yeah.
Cape to his feet, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was good. I flew him all through the house and stuff. He loved it.
Oh, see, well, at least he got to do something. First
Yeah.
Halloween, at least, you know. Even though he's
his
not gonna
first
remember.
Halloween.
He got
That's
to
all
look
he
at a
needed
candy bar.
anyway.
He looked at it. He can't eat it yet.
Did you do the thing where he sniffs it and then he goes to say goodbye and you put the baby food in his mouth?
Exactly.
And they're like, wait,
That's
wait,
exactly what happened. It's not what it tastes like. It doesn't what it looked like. I don't know. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But yeah, I stayed home. I stayed in the house. I'm not. No.
No.
This is the furthest I've been from my house in 2020.
Well, thank you for making all the way out here from the
Nice,
valley.
thank
We
you.
appreciate
No
it
problem.
because, it's been a long time. We just wanted to get you out the house because I figured.
Thank you.
Between dad life,
Uh-huh.
COVID life, and then work and just like regular life.
Yep.
Welcome
I was vacuuming the ceiling because I was so bored.
It's like, what is life? What is life?
Exactly.
We don't know anymore.
That's funny.
It's like now I'm counting Cheerios.
Okay.
And who have I become?
Yeah, and you're finding spots on the wall.
42,308.
Right.
This is the
per
time
box.
when you start like really organizing your pantry, or you like organize your sock drawer,
I did
or you
that.
organize something that's so like why because you just have
You
the
know
time.
what I did? I tried to perfect blending my hot water with my cold water and making it a perfect room temperature.
Sort of.
That's-
Okay, so-
I'm not lying. That's exactly what I did.
You've
What
reached.
what were the measurements?
I figured it out. All right, look, get this. You gotta fill it 3/4 of cold water, splash of hot.
But
Perfect
how hot
temp-
is it though? Hot from the
It's
faucet or boiling hot?
It's hot. It's one of those things, those water things where you got
Electrical
the
TV
red
on?
button. It's red button hot. It's red button hot. Cup
Yeah.
of noodles in 2 minutes hot. That's what it is.
Ooh, noodle machine hot.
Cup
It's
of
noodle
noodle, cup of
machine
noodle
hot.
hot. Gotcha.
Ooh, noodle. They don't even have noodle machines
Nope.
anymore. They're
Makes it very clear.
Yeah, no, they're just gone. But it's fine.
MSG.
See, now, I think I'm allergic. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation because everything that she eats, it's like, I think I'm allergic. And I'm like, so we're not eating that. So on to the next, what else are
Right,
we
welcome
gonna eat?
to old age.
Yeah, she just sits there like,
I'm like,
what are you doing?
I'll be like,
yeah,
Oh
she's
no!
notorious.
You're one of those. The
I
clicker.
think something's
Oh,
happening.
oh.
I'm whatever happens in the moment.
And she's
I'm
when she starts
eyeballs
scratching,
itching.
I'm like, oh,
I was
man.
sneezing all day
It's
yesterday.
contagious, so please don't do that
I'm like,
when
what
I'm
did
here.
you eat?
I'm back
bro?
from the dead.
Well, other than Halloween, since we didn't get to celebrate Halloween, and I had to work that day, I was at this job working, and I didn't get to dress up. I celebrated Dia de los Muertos on the day after Halloween.
Nice,
And I got to go see my grandparents. I painted my face.
Yes,
And, yeah, it was really nice, and I got to see there's a airfield museum, the March, because there's an Air Force base right across from the National Cemetery.
Yeah.
So there's a airplane I called it an airplane cemetery because it reminded me of Lion King.
That's
It's
kind of accurate. Yeah.
So, because they're like really
airplane
old,
Yeah.
and they're just like
museum.
sitting there. So it was a museum, but it was really cool. We got to see all these old planes, all these like fighter jets and stuff. And then my dad was like, "Yeah, so your grandfather used to make these, and I used to make these because my grandfather and my dad used to work for Rockwell, which then got bought out by Boeing.
Right.
So I got to do that. That was really cool. And so we were in Riverside, and I didn't realize that Riverside was like Trumpville.
I mean, OC.
Okay.
So
right, yeah.
we were like, oh shit. And we were like coming around this bend to come to the front of the museum. And there's a dude with a bus with the Trump stuff, with a little microphone, Trump 2020, no more bullshit. And we were like, oh, it's real.
Oh, God. He
Can I
ran
ask you
into
a
the
question?
wrong
Can I ask you a
people.
question about the whole that part right
Yeah.
there? Seeing the Trump supporters
Yeah.
out there doing their thing. Do you get offended when you ever see like a Trump flag and the American flag? Do you feel offended? Do you feel some type of way
By the combo?
by the Yes.
I mean,
Do you lowbrow that combination?
I lowbrow them singularly. and individually.
And individually.
Yeah, and individually. So...
I mean, if there's a Confederate flag in there thrown in there somewhere, I'm more worried. But I mean, I feel like people are going to use the American flag to their advantage however they can.
Yeah.
They're going to use it.
Whatever possible.
If there's anything associated with Trump, I'm worried.
Right.
So if I see the flag, I just assume maybe you're a little bit more high strung and you might be a little bit more confrontational because you're out here like MAGA.
I'm here. Like,
yeah.
look at me and my flag.
Advertising.
Yeah, and then to me, you're advertising that there's the potential of you being a little bit more racist. Might be like way up here because you feel like you need to put the American flag with his name.
You make that effort to show you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's
I
what I was
just think
asking.
people that do that much, like do anything like that in that much excess, like you're trying to tell me something.
Yeah.
So what is it? And I feel like the underlying tones of where his personal stances are what it represents. Like, you know, it ties it into that, and I feel like it makes you guilty by association. Like, birds of a feather flock together.
I haven't seen any Biden flags that big flying around. You know what I mean?
that are attached to American flags.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he doesn't tie his personal interests, and I feel like that's the difference.
Yes.
He's a true kissing babies and shaking hands and getting on about his business.
Glad you didn't say that backwards, because that would have been fun.
I feel like I think now the flag has just been tarnished with Trump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, now it's just associated with, like, oh, you're a Trumpster, because nobody was putting out American flags outside of the 4th of July.
True.
Unless you were, like, a vet or you're old.
Nobody was Memorial Day.
Yeah, okay, I forgot about that. Maybe Labor Day. I mean, not Labor Day, but
truck and like
that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Standing on top of a KFC doing this. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And walking around in like a militia jacket.
Yeah.
Like
with guns.
With
I'm like,
lots
I
of
want
guns.
one. I want a militia jacket.
You just want a militia jacket.
I want a militia jacket.
I don't know. I feel like
I say militia.
It's not militia. I thought this was the new brand.
Right.
What do you mean?
I got the
like,
shoes to match. You did that?
They're like, who gave you that?
Shut up. Well, I don't know. What I was going to say was that the Trumping out there freaked me out. I was really nervous. I kept telling my dad, I'm rolling around in my Mexican face because I have my sugar skull. That screams that I'm Mexican and they don't like Mexicans. So, Dad, we're out here and they're confused. They're going to be like, Mexican black whore. Because they're going to be so confused by this hair, by this whole look.
You might survive passing them.
While they're confused, you get out of there.
No, and then I'm in the museum. At first, I'm like, oh, we're just going to go drive around the parking lot because that costs money and we're not doing that. But I was like, yeah, we are. And I was like, oh, we're doing that. Okay, so now we're going inside. And then I just felt the like, dun, dun, dun. It was so Trumpy out there that even the Latino people were looking at me weird. I swear, because we went to In-N-Out.
They know you're an
They were
outsider.
like, they were just looking at me like, why are you doing, like, what are you doing?
Wow.
And I only saw one other person at the cemetery who came in like skull face. And I was like, that's cool. But the Trumpers were freaking me out. I was very nervous. I didn't realize, and it kind of hit me that I was like, I just potentially put myself in danger just by putting this face on.
They're like, we're not in Kansas anymore.
You know what I mean? Like, considering where I am. Like, in LA, we're just walking around. And I noticed that none of those people had on masks. You know how,
they don't do them out
when you're
here.
driving
That's
on the
almost
freeway,
hand in hand, yeah.
they, like, people will be in the car by themselves and have a mask on. Nobody in the IE had a mask on.
They were barely wearing them in stores till California made it mandatory to
Sidebar on the whole mask
wear.
thing in the car. Okay, so I used to have a problem with that. I was the guy that's cussing you out in your own car. Like, what are you doing? You're in the car by yourself.
Who are you protecting from?
Take it off.
Breathe.
I don't see the point.
But here's the thing. See, I get out of my car frequently sometimes.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll hop in from CVS. I got to go to somewhere else. And I'm like, I'm going to leave it on. Because why do this? And then be like, or bring it down here, you know. So I caught myself on the freeway one day on the 101 coming back from Cala Blacklist. And I'm driving and I look to my left and there's somebody in the car with their mask on. And I'm like, ah. And then before I can say anything, I've got my mask on. I'm like, I can't even say nothing. Okay, I get it. You going somewhere close. Like, I understand. All right, cool. You know, so just had to throw that out there.
I mean, I get it, but like on the freeway when it's like bumper to bumper and it's one person in each car, or it's like two people in the car, I'm like, you're in the car together. Like, that means you clearly came from the same place.
Yep.
And if you were sick, you wouldn't be with each other.
Because
you wouldn't be
here by force.
but as much as we make fun of it, I felt some type of way that I didn't see people with masks in the cars in Riverside. I was like,
but like, forget that. Just
where is your mask at? You had a red light. How dare you?
And then out here, we like, why you got your mask on?
That's exactly
you know,
what
once you're crossing boundaries, it's a whole nother world.
Yeah. So, you guys know about the whole okay, the disposable mask, the blue mask, and all that. Do you know about those? The color, like what side goes on what?
The blue side goes on the outside.
I just learned that.
I know. I knew that from back in February when I went to
I was at
Chicago.
Popeyes and they was looking at me crazy. I had the white side out, and it was like, people covering their food, and I'm like, racist. Trump supporters, all up in Popeyes. You want our food, though, huh? No, I had the white side out. They looked at me like I was sick. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, you're supposed to, that's the side that protects stuff from coming in.
I thought I had new info for y'all.
So if you were sick, you would have to turn it the other way.
If I was sick, the white side is out.
Yes. So that's why everybody's looking at you because they're like, you sick?
And
you
I'm
Popeyes?
like, racist.
I know the CDC told you to stay home.
You see me in my J's eating my fried chicken.
Shut up. They're like, so you know you on quarantine.
Right.
You came here, you doing too good. No.
Did you see how many people were trying to vote without masks?
No.
Did you see any of those videos?
There was a lot of people?
There's like videos, of course, of Karens, because Karen
I've got
wants to
right.
vote. They would wait till they got all the way to the front to vote, all the way to the front of the line, to then throw a whole ass fit because you can't get inside without your mask. And then they're like, but I have a right to vote. And they're like, okay, but you need to wear a mask.
Knowing damn well the whole line wait, they're thinking in their head, when they say I don't have a mask, I'm going to say this. This is what I'm going to say because I have a right. Hey, excuse me, ma'am. I have a right.
Right. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what. And then one lady, she got kicked out of line, and then she was talking mess or whatever, wasn't having it, and then they were just like, you know what, we're gonna let you in, but now because you don't want to wear a mask, we have to wait for everybody else to come out. So pretty much all those other polls have to be everybody. There can be nobody in there. So because she doesn't want to wear a mask, so she has to be in the polling room. It was like a post office or something.
By herself,
and with the one person that can help you if you need help.
Wow.
So everybody
had a mask on.
So she's like, everybody in line was like, "Are you kidding me?" And she was like, "Well, I'm still gonna vote." And then the lady that came out was like, "I'm just telling you though, we have to wait for everybody to clear out since she doesn't want to wear a mask." And then everyone's like,
and her chin was high to the sky, wasn't it?
And it was like a transient looking woman. And I was like, you're just throwing a whole fit for no reason.
I would have jazzy jeffed her. I don't care if I was in line. I'm like, you gonna hold my spot? We gonna vote today.
This voting thing, the way the polls, the way all the videos, because I wake up every morning. I've admitted this before, and I watch Karen videos. I subscribe to all those channels.
She's addicted to the Karen.
I'm not gonna even shout out how many Instagram pages I follow because then I'm gonna feel bad if I leave one of you out. I follow so many Karen pages. I be on there like
she loyal.
I'm so obsessed and loyal. It's ridiculous. So
not to the Karen.
Because I just want to know.
You should get a phone case that has a Karen cut on it, so when you take your phone out, it looks like a Karen. She's like, they have those?
No, I was just thinking of someone's picture that I could use because I have a certain family member who has a Karen haircut, and she probably is Karen, and I could use her picture.
Shout out to the Karens.
No, not shout out to the Karens.
Just want to let you guys know my feet are definitely swinging on this story.
You guys, I'm done.
Hey, that's usually me, but no, there's someone else.
She feels a little taller today. But yeah, the voting, I've seen videos of things going down at the voting polls. I saw this video this morning of this woman who was running for city council or something, or some sort of, and this is in Mississippi, and she's out with her truck that has her own campaign signs on it, and she's pulled up to her opponent's supporters, and she's a white lady, and this other black lady is standing there with her sign, and she walks up to her, but she gets super close to the woman. The woman has a mask on. The white woman's like, "What you say?" And she's like, "I don't know, but you need to get up out of my face." And the woman's like, "What you say?" And then the black lady goes, "Bink," and she binks her in the middle of her forehead. She's like, "You need to get out of my face." And then she was like, snatches her hand, boom, black lady body slammed her, and they start rolling around on the ground. And then this dude comes and tries to help, but it's these two grown aunties out here rolling around. Two grown mamas, aunties out here rolling around.
You got some mac and cheese to be making. What did you doing?
Oh, it was just
got a pie burning in the oven.
As if the voting situation isn't gnarly enough. The lines are long. There's just the conflict that this
hella people
whole thing has caused.
Social
you know what I'm
distancing.
saying? Social distancing, then it's wild.
Yeah.
So I mean, how was your experience? Did you put it in a box or what did you do?
I went to the post office and
you just dropped it in. I dropped mine in the library box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, in a voting box.
Yeah, because at first I was scared.
I wasn't doing.
Mine got accepted.
Granny doesn't trust
October, so I was like, okay, October 29th.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, it was cool. And I was scared at first because I saw some video where in another state they were somebody was taking the trash cans and posting stickers on them as ballot boxes and then lighting them on fire.
Yeah, there were people lighting the actual
hold
boxes
on,
on
time
fire.
out.
Yeah,
Time
the
out.
trash receptacle thing.
If somebody put their ballot in the trash can thinking it was a...
Because they had put like decals. That
It's a
looked
trash can. It's a trash can.
I don't remember where it was. I think it was New York.
Look,
Or
we're not the
Jersey?
smartest country.
But it wasn't a
okay?
trash can. It was like a. It
We're
was
the
a
most
this. It was a
democratic.
pulley trash can, kind of like the ones in Disneyland. Like, you know,
The
they're like
fancy
the
ones.
fancy ones. Well, I mean, I don't know why I remember the trash
Like
cans
a
from Disneyland.
mailbox, but for trash.
Yeah, it was
Gotcha.
like a pulley like that, and so people were saying
People
that.
said-
You know what? Hey, sorry,
Listen,
I
God
stuttered.
bless America.
But I do have a friend who manages an apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and they told me that somebody went to their building. They had the master key for the mailbox unit, the whole wall unit. You know, they come in there like
the postman.
the whole thing pulled out,
Postman has that.
and they took ballots out. They were stealing ballots. Stealing ballots. They weren't white. They weren't black. They weren't. She said that they seemed not from here. And yeah, mask on and everything. Yeah, crazy, right? And that's not the only time I heard that. So this has been going on. This is going on for a while in our state, in our country.
Yeah.
You know, that's just one case of it.
Right.
So imagine, you know, fake ballot drop-offs and people taking ballots.
Even mail processing places,
They
like,
shut down and
shoot.
stuff.
What's the
Yeah.
reason? Why?
I don't know.
And they said
who?
that they had slowed down the mail. Like,
Yeah.
it was like all intentional. Like,
Yeah.
why would you slow down the mail when you guys know that there's
Yeah.
going to be an election that relies primarily on the Postal Service?
Right.
And then you guys eliminate all these people.
My-
And I'm just like, I was thinking about them. Like,
Right.
bro, I know they're like, I want to get up out
Yeah.
of here. If
Yeah.
I see one more ballot, I
My
don't
only
care.
question is like, where did they get that key from?
From the postman.
Yeah.
That's who has the key.
Somebody used to work
They
there.
just put it in the thing and the whole thing opens.
You blew my mind. So the postman
Yeah,
is in
the
on this.
postman is the one who has the master key.
Oh.
So he's
Why
probably
did
a
you vote by
postman.
mail?
I'm sorry. What?
Did you vote by mail?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Oh, okay, good.
I voted by
You
mail.
did vote by mail?
I did vote
You didn't vote for the president, though.
by mail.
I did vote
You voted on props?
by mail.
I voted on everything
You voted on president?
by mail.
By mail.
Yes, I did vote for president.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Good for you.
Yes,
Like
I
that.
did.
I did write that in though.
You did write in your candidate?
I wrote for not Trump.
That's what you wrote?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. I was like, is that what you wrote on the ballot?
Anybody but him.
Right. Did you vote on props?
I did. I voted on all the props.
Yeah.
I read up, researched all that for props.
Yeah,
Those are serious, man.
Yeah.
As people don't take those as serious. Some people
Yeah.
skip those and just go straight to the presidency. You know what I mean? But props have mad importance in your future, whether it's your sake, your parents' sake,
Yeah.
your community's sake, your business's sake. There's so many props that are important. So I had to attack the props.
Yeah.
I had to.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I hope I did mess up on one. I'm not going to say which one. I misread it.
Oh, so then you couldn't take it back.
Yeah, my funny cigarette was like had me tripping.
Oh, no.
And I was like,
like,
oh, wait a minute. Oh, I meant, oh, no, my one
It's the
vote
way-
matters.
It's the way they word it, though.
Yeah.
It makes
But
you
it depends
like,
on who started the initiative for it, is whether it's a yes or
No, but I'm just saying in general, I
how
feel
they
like.
how they put it down on paper, it's confusing sometimes.
Yeah.
This will allow you to not like what? Hold on, time out.
They use a lot of words, like extra words in this. Like I get it has to be like officially written and however,
Yeah.
like because it's a law. But like I
Right.
feel like they should have that there, and then they should have like a layman termed version of
Right.
that, just so that the average person can read it. But
Yeah.
then stay woke. I started reading back about how the Constitution and stuff, and how this whole thing started, and how it was meant for people to not be able to understand. And
Literacy
it was meant for
test.
it was meant for only rich people with money.
Disenfranchisement.
Yeah, so I was kind of like, oh, this
Okay,
is
I
just...
cheated. My girlfriend's an attorney,
So you full
so
blown
I had a translator. She was like, "Baby, follow along." I had the finger on the paper, like, okay, but she helped me with the propositions.
Yeah.
That was kind of difficult.
I feel like
so.
between this election and last election, there's been a lot of people that are willing to help other people go through the props and go through that type of stuff. Because I remember last election, Christina went live with Eric and she went through every single proposition and like we discussed it like on Facebook, and it helped me vote
A lot.
last time because I really, it's like you think you understand, and then you like, and then if you listen to somebody who's maybe not too bright, you might not get the best answer, and then if you listen to
Right.
someone who's kind of understands that stuff, then you're like, oh, that's what that said, you know what I mean?
You're like,
And watch out for the wrong and strong
wow.
people because they sound really confident. and wrong at the same time. And they might fool you.
Yeah.
You got fooled.
Because they got their degree on Facebook. And
they have those now?
They do.
How much? Because I'm about to buy one.
Because we're about to graduate from this Facebook Academy of 2020 because this whole year has just been a whole crap show.
Yeah, start over, redo.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm glad that people really took more initiative more than ever to really, if you didn't vote for president, at least you voted for the props because those are really
and your local representatives.
Yeah, and I think people don't understand. Like, people are like, oh, I don't know who that is or like whatever. But it's like, you need to know who that is because where do you think Obama started? Obama started somewhere, and like Stacey Abrams, she started somewhere, and like everybody started somewhere, and you have to vote them up this little ladder that you feel like doesn't make a difference, but at the end of the day, it matters because it depends on where your kid goes to school.
Somebody
you know what I'm
needs
saying?
to take the ladder from Kanye. Ouch! Did I say that out loud?
Look, he's like. I mean, apparently someone's posted that he got 50,000 votes or something like that.
Naturally. It's Kanye
and I was
West,
like,
when you think about it. At the end of the day.
Someone did that?
People actually voted for him, and people voted for Joe, what was her name? Joe Georgeson? She's like the Libertarian Party, I think.
Look, popular works both ways.
But Kanye?
Famous or infamous?
Trump? I mean, that's what we should have learned was that you voted for. We already got stuck with Trump. Why would we want Kanye? They both went bankrupt. Why would we want them?
And they're both.
But they both filthy rich.
So what?
But
and
that's
wrong
because
and strong.
they're smart and they know how to work the system and don't let it work them.
Are they smart if they both went bankrupt multiple times? At least Trump went bankrupt
because it's a good move if your losses and your assets don't hit the right way legally. If you know what you're doing, you can do it and still, because he has offshore accounts, he has other places where his money is.
We know
he's not worried about that. So
Warren
really,
Buffett
it's just what you have here and what they know about that really is like where they can get you, because even or putting things in other people's names. That's
It started with us because I could have I had like 3 phone lines, I had 2 cars.
Right, you've been an AT&T customer for 45 years.
You're
like,
ain't paying them back. Well, look, Warren Buffett, for example, he's one of the most successful people that are out there right now. I think he's gonna bankrupt like 9 times. Yeah, and he's still way up there.
So should he run the world? Should he run
for president?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. So making money and going bankrupt and being a good businessman to go bankrupt so that you can get to do all that checks and balancing bullshit to go bankrupt.
I don't know about all that.
I don't feel like that qualifies as a good businessman. If you have to if you're pulling swindles on yourself to go bankrupt, that's not a good sign.
He's pulling swindles on the world.
To be fair, Trump he mostly inherited where he's at. Mm-hmm. He didn't start from the bottom. Now he's here.
Yeah,
no,
he did not drink it at all.
No. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that's an accountability of like, what did you do as a businessman?
Exactly.
What have you done?
Exactly.
He didn't have to do
even
too
more
much.
reason why he shouldn't have been president in the first place.
Oh yeah,
and neither should Kanye.
Unpopular opinion: Kanye West is a business genius. Why? Because he sold T-shirts with holes in them for like $1,000.
I mean, and the ugly
and they
shoes.
bought them.
I mean. That is very true.
Them.
That is very true.
He's up there with Jordan because Jordan released the same shoes every year.
True.
And we still buy them.
But I don't feel like people wear Yeezys like they wear Jordans. Not yet, at least. It's getting there.
Not yet.
But then at the same time, it's not even... Most people can afford them. Like how people couldn't afford Jordans back in the day. Now it's like, can you afford some Yeezys? Oh, no. Oh, okay. You got the Fleezies?
Wow.
Not the foam peasies.
Right.
The what? The foams. Can't even repeat it.
Right. Cut 2 foam pieces.
I wish I had a picture of them. So there's a pair of shoes at Walmart.
We'll post them later.
Yeah, and we call them the foam
peasies
because they're Birkin foams.
No, we're posting
they're Birkin Crocs.
Birkin stop. What's wrong?
We finna post her Birkenstocks.
They are. Everybody has a pair. I don't care what you guys say, and people know what I'm talking about. They're Birkin.
I got a pair.
Crocs. They come in like white, black, pink, red, turquoise, and another color.
They a Wally World holla for the $5. Okay, period. What color?
And I call them my foam.
What
peasy.
color do you want?
They're foam.
Everybody got him.
Everybody got
with
him.
the colorful socks.
But everybody, I mean, they almost look like Kanye. Kanye's making like a foamy looking.
He's got the chanclas.
No, it looks like the Dutch girl shoe.
Yeah,
the little wooden.
With the open
I did see those.
toe
That was
print.
real?
Yes.
I thought somebody made
Those
that
are
shit up.
Yeezys.
No, those are Yeezys.
I thought somebody made it up.
No, those are real live.
boy done
They
lost
got
his
all
mind.
the little young rich
He probably
babies
wear him
in
with a
them.
suit for his
I
campaigns.
I can't. And that, bottom line, him in those dumbass shoes, those dumbass shirts with the holes in it, he doesn't deserve to be president. He doesn't deserve to be anybody's vice president. I don't know how he made it to the ballot.
He'll be
I
there
don't
like
understand. And I feel like it would just be,
I blame Kim.
Kim's smarter than him.
And that's why I blame her. You
Dun,
know better
dun,
to tell somebody,
dun.
baby, come here, sit down. Just sit. No, vice.
She's
president.
got him in the sunken place.
Here, play
okay?
with this coloring
He's
book,
chilling.
Kanye. Like, I blame Kim. I'm sorry.
I feel no. You know what I think? I think Kim was that they were on the same level of like weird for like a minute, but she was undercover. Then,
She was
then his weird superseded her weird, and it all unfolded on
like,
TV.
"Bruh, you're doing too
when
much."
he was like, when he flew in from Paris, or he flew to Paris because he didn't like her outfit.
Wait.
And it was on the show.
Wait.
Yeah, he flew in because he didn't like what she was wearing, and he was like, "It's too revealing, and you're my wife, and I care now." And she was on some like, she literally banged on him, was like, "You're the one bumping out my confidence, telling me I'm the shit, telling him I look good, blah blah blah, and now you're in here mad about my outfit. Like, I'm not changing my outfit. Get over it."
Wow.
After that,
Out of
I feel
pocket.
like she was like, and then it was like, and then she was stuck.
Right,
And now she's just
4
here.
kids.
Yeah, you're just here. And Chris is like, "Yeah, you're not leaving. I don't know what you thought." And now it's just a thing. But I
Wow.
feel like
I didn't know
somewhere,
that.
if anybody is like trying to get out, I feel like it's Kim. But she can't. And Kanye is just like, "Wah."
It's
And
all
Kim
of
is
them.
just like, and Chris is over there like, "Let the
No,
money roll."
Chris is the real master puppeteer of it all. I'm like,
Maleficent. She's
you
the
are doing it.
yeah, and that whole thing, I don't know. That's a whole nother, the Kardashians and the whole situation. But that's probably more than likely how he made it on the ballot, because of something, somewhere, money, knowing somebody. Because Howard and
Kim and her prison reform. Hello,
Because she's a lawyer.
yeah.
because here in California, you just have to take some classes and you're a lawyer. So
Shout out.
That's not true.
Like,
That's not true.
like this TBH. Let's see.
I forgot what it's called though. It's like it is like a thing though. Where
What?
you, that's what she did though.
What'd she do?
In California? You didn't know that? Ask her.
How long did she go to school for?
You take like some classes, you like take something, and then it like boom, you like have to take the bar. Yes.
So why is everybody else not doing that?
Because it just happened. That's when she was out here talking about, "Yeah, I'm becoming a lawyer." She did this, and only California does that.
Is she officially
Where you
an
just have
attorney?
to take the bar.
She passed the bar. Kim Kardashian
Somebody
passed
passed the bar for her.
Lord, that shit. Like, all right, you good?
I'm like, I don't even want to look it up because I don't even want to get that involved. 'Cause we have more things to talk about.
Yes,
At least right now, we're still looking to make sure numbers haven't changed. 253 to 214. As most of you, I'm sure, know, we still don't have a new or still standing.
Right. Well,
Orange
explain
man.
who's on what. Where the numbers are at.
The
for those
numbers
that are not
right.
watching.
Right now, the Electoral College is at 253 for Biden and 214 for Trump. It looks like we're still waiting for a couple of states. We're still waiting for the same states we've been waiting for all day, pretty much. Nevada, Georgia, what is that?
VA, I think Virginia.
Yeah,
too.
Virginia,
Virginia's might be one of the
Pennsylvania.
last ones, and another small one on the East Coast.
And I think Alaska or something.
Alaska.
And it looked like that was Arizona, but I'm not sure.
Nevada is still. We're waiting for Nevada.
We're still
Yeah,
waiting for, and if he
Nevada
wins
as well.
Nevada, then we pretty much.
You only need 6 points.
That's what. Yeah. So
You know,
we're just waiting.
And that's okay. So
Okay.
I have something to say about
Say it.
this election.
Go ahead.
This is what we wanted.
I
Speak
got
on
something
it.
to say.
Say it. Say
About
it.
this
So you
election.
need 15
So, okay.
minutes. Shaw.
Right.
Is that my 15?
That's your
Okay.
15
So I'm pretty convinced that a lot of people aren't aware of how the electoral voting works.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? For example, California's a blue state.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you cut it.
Yeah.
If you go back in the history of voting and elections,
Yep.
California's blue.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. Every year. It's blue. It doesn't matter if Democrat and Republican are going up against each other, and then they have the voting, and the Democrat wins by 3 votes out of the millions of votes in California. That whole state turns blue.
Right.
Doesn't matter if Democrat gets everybody who's literally alive in California to vote for him, it's still worth the electoral points that California is worth.
Yeah.
The blue state.
So I get the movement of everybody being like, go vote, go vote, go vote. But what we should be saying is, go to the red states, move there, live there, and vote. And that's when we overturn the domination of Republicans when that happens in not our favor when we want somebody else in office. Or the switch states. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know the switch states are like Florida and stuff. So those are the importance. The switch states are like 10 times more important than California.
Yeah.
Or Nevada.
We already knew. Yeah, what California's going to do. Yeah.
Right. So I want to start a movement to where we start taking over states. And I say we, I mean Democrats. Go out there and vote in Florida. Go vote in Maine. Go vote in Delaware. Not us. I'm staying. I ain't going nowhere. What? I cast my vote right here in the 910 something zip code of California. But we need to encourage the people that are in like Idaho and Wyoming and the Dakotas to vote more. To vote, period. Because I'm not convinced that everybody out in those states are Republicans or voting for that guy. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of people that are just like, my vote doesn't matter.
Party or
when it really does matter to overturn a certain state. But California, New York, and all that, it's not as important as we think it is.
Because they already know we're blue states.
We're a blue state. We're going to win regardless. They're not talking about us. They're talking about the other states.
But I think the problem is with trying to overturn the red states, especially in middle America, is to them, whatever we're talking about on the West Coast, and whatever they're talking about on the East Coast is so like, the gays, the this, the that. To them, it's like Godzilla. So for them to even fathom why would I want to think the same way that the hippie does in LA when I have nothing in common with the hippie? They're weird. Drugs are legal. They're out here banging their brothers. They're out here doing whatever. They're just like, they have such a weird thing that they're just like,
it's small town.
Yeah, so going out there and trying to get like us, LA, not us, but like LA people or like city people trying to get out and make the little rural towns understand why it matters is like, you're trying to preach, though, to these towns that know nothing else.
But we're part of that little town. There are people like us in those little towns.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And they're not voting.
Yeah, because they're too scared.
That's the encouragement I'm talking about. We need to encourage them to be less scared, less afraid of using your right. And
I feel like it's easy for us to say that, but that one dude and that one girl who was out there marching with the Black Lives Matter sign, she was the one girl in her little town, and she was getting manhandled and tossed around by grown-ass, full-grown men. So that one guy that looks like you, that is in this small town, who's protecting him when he's out here talking about, I'm a vote for Biden? So
what do we do?
So why would you say, what would be some reasons that you think people are afraid to vote? Because I feel like at the end of the day, if it's like just you in the box, you can vote for whoever you want to.
I think the unknown creates fear. You know what I mean? What you don't know will scare the hell out of you sometimes.
Yeah.
We know 10% of what's in the ocean scares the shit out of me. I'm not going in no ocean. What kind of fish is that? Who knows? I ain't going. So when you don't know about something and then you're encouraged or you're encouraged to go vote and you don't know anything about what's going on, you're not gonna step outside the house to go vote.
Yeah.
You know what the hell you don't want to look you don't look stupid.
Yeah.
And for the most part, that's how I feel people feel. And to be honest, up until I don't know, 10 years ago, that's how I felt. Yeah. I really felt that way. Before Obama, I had never voted for a president. Never
what
voted
were your
for a
reasons?
president. He was black. That was my reason.
What were your reasons previous for not voting?
Just the unknown. No, I wasn't scared. I just didn't tap in. Lack of knowledge. I didn't tap in. It was there for me. It's all there for us to look up. It's 2020 now. We got internet. We got phones. We got things like that. We can find out anything. I can find out what somebody's thinking right now. Right. But I just didn't tap in. And it's right there for me. And that's another thing that a lot of people don't do is just use your resources. Tap in and utilize what people put out for you to use your God-given right. Yeah. Which is freedom of speech, opinion, and voting. Well, that's not God-given, but you know what I mean. Yeah. So, but yeah, I didn't vote for a while. And when I did vote, I'm eating crow right now. I'm eating crow right now because when I did vote for Obama, I felt like my vote mattered. You know what I mean? I was like,
yeah. You voted both times?
both times. Yes, absolutely. And it was just like,
duh, it's a no-brainer.
oh, and he's the president now.
Yeah.
We did it. We did it. I didn't know about the electoral voting yet.
Right.
So I didn't.
You were just like, yeah, I voted.
I was like, I voted and he's the president because of me. They're like,
Yeah.
Michael Pena voted for Obama. Get Obama in office. You know, that's how I felt. It ain't like that. But that's just we need to do that more across the country, Middle America, just like you say, all those red states. I've been out there. I'm from Chicago. I used to live in Chicago. I've been to Minnesota. I've heard conversations, and it's just, you know, some small towns. It's intriguing. On the things that they talk about.
It's scary.
It's like, what did you just say?
Right.
No, we don't wear those anymore. That's like 1992.
Right.
And it's hanging in the store. Now you're like, who's buying
It's
Jinko
brand
jeans?
new. $89.99 for Cortezes? Somebody wore these. We got stomped out in this shoe. Like,
In 8th grade. Like,
so,
like, what?
I mean, that's my 2 cents on it, a little, you know.
I feel like that's why Buttigieg, when he was running, when he was up for his candidacy to become president, I feel like him, and if you guys aren't familiar, Buttigieg was from Iowa. He was like 35. He was gay. He was like religious. And he was out here like, I'm out here for the millennials, and I'm completely not at all what you would think is going to come out of Iowa and be out here with my husband trying to be, you know, run for president.
Yeah.
So I feel like more people, like, I was really happy to see him out and about and his name get known, and like people know who he was and see a different face for what could potentially be president, for exactly what you said, because he was from a small town. He did campaign in smaller places where it was like they were like at him, but he was still out there doing his thing, and that does give that one kid in rural wherever the, you know, and that's like, yeah, that's like, oh, there's somebody out here that's gonna think like me, and if I do go somewhere else, but then they're trying to leave where they're at to go where they can just feel they don't have to worry about being the guy that starts the movement. Because what if you're not that personality type and you just want to go where you're accepted? And that's what I feel like most of what happens in these rural places. And then they all move here, and then that all circles back to what we talked about last time, where you guys won't stop moving here, and we don't have space for you, and then we can't get apartments, and the roads are crowded, and the freeways are stopped, and y'all keep moving here.
Go home. No, funny.
Go home. Stop moving here. Figure it out in your own town. Figure it out. Right. It's all circled back, so it all makes so much sense. Be the guy. If you're not the guy, find the guy. Find the guy that's 2 towns over or 3 towns over, or find the girl that's 2 towns over. Find the Facebook group that is somewhere near you and start something. You know what I mean?
On the flip side of things, with the small towns.
Flip.
Playing devil's advocate here a little bit.
I love it.
There's 2 sides to every story.
Of course.
So, small town, rural towns, or whatever. You know, we were talking about there is not enough of the other side of people. There's not enough knowledge, or there's fear or whatnot over there, right? But there also are those small towns, I feel like, and this is where I'm like, I hate you, but that was good move. Good move. Damn you. Trump, honestly. There's also those small towns that are just literally waiting like,
we just need somebody.
Trump! Or Biden! Somebody visit us and tell us what to do.
Yeah.
Teach us, show us something.
Yeah.
Be a leader.
Give us some
Come yell at us about something, and
Yeah.
we're gonna cheer for you. I got a finger, I'm gonna put your name on it. But nobody goes there.
They're gonna be like, he brought us kettle corn.
So what are they left to do? Watch TV and watch the media. And you know what the media feeds people. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a big issue too. The ones that the untapped cities that people are still voting at are not being touched or tapped in by the right people.
Right.
The wrong people are going there and being like, oh, I'm going over to Tallahassee or whatever.
Right.
Whatever small town. Tallahassee is a very big,
right.
very
That's
big
not
city.
that's
a very bad example. I think it's the capital. I don't know.
Right.
So,
somebody is like, hey, we big out here.
We've been big. But I feel like that could possibly be something that could improve our chances at a better America eventually.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's all gonna matter. I mean, these youngsters, first of all, the youngsters that are really out here trying to make a difference, they're gonna make all that happen. Like, it's gonna happen because they're so determined to not stand still. You know, like even the ones that are like, I'm not voting, blah, blah. There's enough that are like, yeah, I'm out here trying to make a difference. There's too many people like AOC, she's young, Buttigieg, young. You know, Cory Booker's not that young, but he's kind of young. You know what I'm saying?
Young enough for politicians.
Exactly. There's enough people that I feel like are getting stupidly involved because they know that, you know, like you have to start somewhere, and the small town people that one dude that is the small town guy that's like, I'm gonna be the one, those ones are feeling more empowered. And because we do have the internet, we do have the resources, like you said, like instead of being a Facebook degree, they are actually using Google, because a lot of kids are like, oh, it's the phone, whatever, and then it's like,
they don't even know how to use it.
Everything on that thing, like you can Google, you can download the book, you can listen to the Audible.
I live by Google, and I tell everybody else, hey, what is Google it? I don't know, man.
I'm gonna give you a trash answer, so just Google it. So I mean, that's good. I hope that this election, I hope that something good comes of it. Whether it's, God forbid, the orange man stays in office, I just hope that maybe all the shenanigans that we've gone through, somebody can figure something out, and maybe he can be like, all right, I did that last time, maybe I'm gonna do something else. Doubt it, but I'm just gonna be optimistic. And if we get this other guy, I'm gonna give him a chance, because I feel like I can respect somebody who's like, hey, I did something wrong before. I may not have been the greatest. I'm also an old white man from a certain time. My bad.
Now see, we had a conversation. Online conversation, so you know it's real. And
it's on Facebook, you know it's real.
That bit of information I did not know.
What? Which bit?
That shameful feeling that he felt for the laws that he had passed.
Yeah.
And when I looked at that, I was like,
Yeah, it makes you think a little different.
Okay. And if you believe in God, God forgives. You're supposed to forgive. And that, I forgive anybody. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So I'm okay with that.
Okay.
That's
good.
I'm okay with that.
That's good.
And in Orange Man, I just can't. I can't. And if you can, I gotta. Oh, really?
I hate the people, and I made a Facebook post about this the other day, the people that have been hollering for the last 4 years about how horrible things have been, and the people that are posting stuff about babies in cages and posting just all this stuff that's anti-Orange Man, and then
don't
wonder why. No. They vote, or today or yesterday are like, I hope Trump wins, or I voted for Trump. And then you wonder why you got unfriended. Not necessarily by me, because I haven't unfriended anybody, but I feel like if this isn't, it's not about necessarily politics when it comes to Trump. It comes down to like your morals and what you stand for, and what kind of person you are, and what kind of things you're gonna let stand. Absolutely. So I feel like for you sane people that are like, get the babies out the cages, why did you vote for Trump then? And then for all of you people that are out here like, oh, small businesses, he's trying to give money to HBCUs, blah, 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 all that stuff, he's doing that so that you'll vote for him, so that you'll think otherwise. That's all like a trick.
And by the way, he did not approve the stimulus checks. He actually delayed them to get his face on them, is what he was trying to do.
That's exactly what he did.
He didn't. There's a Federal Reserve. I'm not going to get into that. He wanted his name
and his face on it.
Right.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the money being approved or anything like that.
Definitely not.
Nothing.
He's just trash. Because every other country, big country that had big numbers, they told them, hey, stay home.
Right.
We're going to run you this money. Stay home till you're okay, till these numbers are out.
You don't have to worry about rent and all this other stuff.
And then we're back to normal.
Like New Zealand completely eradicated COVID in their country. Because why? They say, hey, everybody stay home.
Everybody stay home.
Cool.
Hey, you're not going to pay rent? Cool, I'm going to stay home.
Right after they protested for us.
But see,
in the streets.
thing with Trump is I think that because he brings in too much of his own personal, I feel like compared to other presidents and politicians in American history, he's been one that has been allowed to like speak freely, and like speak his own personal mind.
Somebody take his phone.
Whereas like things that he's saying now, if Obama had said that, he'd be on the cross.
He'd be
done.
Yes,
he'd be done.
But
I feel like ever since he's beyond whatever he's doing politically, just the things that he says and the tone that he creates has set a tone that people feel comfortable just doing stuff.
And that's why they turn it up.
And it doesn't even have to make sense. So they're like, well, he doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Why do I have to make sense too?
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I just feel like that. It's my right. And it's like, I feel like people got more justified in feeling like that because it's like, well, their leaders out here acting like that, which is like why, like when he was in the debate making fun of Biden wearing a mask, it's like, so you're telling me you've been sitting here leading the free world to wear all these stupid masks, and now you're making fun of him for wearing this big stupid mask? Like, you made fun of him, and it's like, and you did it on live broadcasted worldwide television, and you say all these other crazy loony things, and like You still ain't shown nobody your taxes. And I thought about that. I said, wait.
What happened to his taxes?
We have been waiting on that since we went around this the first go around.
Yeah.
And it's like, all these things that they were tripping on Obama's middle name being Hussein.
Right.
They were like, he's a Muslim. He's this, he's that. But he's out here doing all kind of janky stuff. Been bankrupt. Did the dirty businessman stuff. Good businessman. He's been every direction,
more
left
hood
and
than
right.
us when you think about it.
Saying.
Where
He's
from?
been around the way.
Been
Everywhere.
around. It's
He got pictures from back in the 80s. Like, why are you a vampire? You look like you've been around. It's like somebody's gonna bust out with a picture and he's been there from 18 something. Like,
yeah,
you've been around forever. Why are it's like he's being reincarnated to loop and like ruin lives, and however he can figure it out.
The tables have turned in a sense, and hear me out on this. Like, the tables have turned in a sense to where you felt in danger and unsafe the other day. Yeah, that's what else. On your face, right? And you're like, oh, I'm Hispanic and black, and they know that it's, and then you might be in your car, and you might be like, oh, look. Like, how's it feel though, guys, Trump supporters? How's it feel that when you walk by a car, you're hearing doors locked now, people are nervous? That's the tides have changed,
right?
But at the same time, it's like, but it's different because they feel more entitled.
Yeah,
exactly.
And all the entitlement, I'm really worried about the upcoming Christmas season and how shopping is going to be, because already these yeehaws that don't know how to act in the middle of wherever, that act a fool in Walmart, are going to be acting even more. I grabbed it first. Don't touch me. 6 feet. It's going to be the hatred for trying to get a PS5 or trying to get games for it or trying to get anything related to any kind of toy.
Everybody out in Facebook land, by the way, you're going to have to buy stuff online.
Because we don't have time for that.
It's going to be a new meaning on Black Friday. I'm just saying.
No, do Cyber Monday.
Some businesses aren't even going to be open.
Yeah, that's
true. I heard that places aren't even going to be open on Black Friday because of COVID, and they know it's going to be nuts, and because it's right after the election.
Shout out to the essential retail workers that will finally have a holiday off.
Because I'm excited to have Thanksgiving off. But I'm worried about just that and like what the Christmas spirit is going to be like if. And we're going to have any at all.
Christmas.
Yeah, because, we're coming up to that.
The Scrooge and me said.
Yeah, and now that it's going to be, this, whatever's going to happen, I just feel like it's going to affect Christmas.
And these N-bombs, man, they are testing patience out here in these streets. Trump supporters. And by the way, I don't mean, when I say Trump supporter, I don't mean just white people.
Everybody.
I mean everybody who's a Trump supporter.
All y'all.
Most Trump supporters are acting the same exact way no matter what color their skin is. It just however.
It's that tone.
Yeah, the tone, exactly. Them N-bombs, man.
They feel so comfortable. They just, like, I can't. It blows my Karen videos that I watch every day. I be seeing them. I just be in the morning like, oh! Right? I wake up in the morning just ready to like, ah! And the ones that really get me though is these full-grown adults that want to argue with children.
Oh, that kills me. That means the kid won. He won. You're arguing with a kid that doesn't know how to count past 4. You lost that battle.
No, and when the kids say, you want to fight a teenager? Like, they announce, like, I'm a whole teenager. You want to fight me? So you want to blow me up? So you want to shoot me with your gun? I'm 15. And then they're just like, stop talking to me! And it's like, you just hulked out on a 15-year-old with a skateboard. Like, and that just shows you, though, like, I don't know. That's,
aggro.
That super aggressive, like, it's just.
I went to the DMV today, guys. I had a DMV experience today.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah, I did.
Oh.
It was interesting.
What happened?
To say the least. To keep it short, I went to the DMV to handle some DMV business.
As you do at the DMV.
And, I was instructed to, you're not supposed to be in this line. Go around the back, take your vehicle around the back, and they'll verify whatever you need to verify for you. I'm like, thank you, I appreciate that. So I left my area and I went to the back. I waited patiently. 10 minutes goes by. I asked the security guard, sir, what happens next here when I come back here because nothing's happening? Like, I'm the only person back here. And he's like, let me go ask. And he does that. The guy comes out. And he goes, what do you need? And I told him, this is what I need. I have a question, though. Here's my question. He goes, here's not your answer. Okay. Sorry. So I have to ask the question again. Here's my question. Here's not your answer. I don't need to know that bit of information. Hold on, let me back up a little bit. Wait a minute. Before I can say, wait a minute, let me break it down. Let me explain what the situation is. I go, wait a minute. No, you wait a minute. Listen, dog.
Oh.
I dropped a couple N-bombs.
Oh.
Listen, don't talk to me like that because you don't know me.
Was this the DMV in the city that you live in? Because I heard that
DeSoto
DMV
and Sherman Way.
Oh, just kidding. I wasn't trying to block the DMV, but okay. I thought it was the one in Santa Clarita that I always hear is
That
great.
is not where I live.
I was like, oh, just kidding. No, okay.
So that happens, and at first I had that moment where I'm like, whatever you know what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? And the security guard, black guy, is like, y'all straight? I'm like, no, this dude's an asshole. You know what I mean? And he's like,
well.
So what do you need? I told him, I was like, okay, I'll be right back. So he goes, lady comes out. She goes, back around the side. I'll take care of you. Same lady. She's like, she writes a long note for him in the back. Bypass that, help him out, blah, blah, blah.
It looks like we have a phone call.
Do we have a phone call?
Yeah, we might have to.
Let's do that.
We have a couple minutes left. Let's get this caller in real quick. Hello, caller.
Hello, caller.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. Who is this? Who are we talking to?
My name is Charles, man.
Hey, Charles.
What's going on, Charles?
Oh, hey, Charles.
Following y'all since Millennial Journals. I mean, y'all doing y'all thing, man. I just gotta let y'all know right now. The guest that y'all got on here, man, dude is in tune, man. I'm loving it.
I appreciate you.
Well,
I appreciate you, bro.
It's
Thank you.
I mean, it's amazing, man. But real quick, I just wanted to share something with y'all about the folks that's not voting. The folks that are not voting. What I've actually realized in talking with them is that they're not necessarily concerned about the history of everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. They're pretty much basically going off of their society experience. So it's really important if you can hammer home the history of voting and the importance of voting, not only to the younger people that's here, but also older people that don't want to vote. Yeah. And I totally respect people that don't want to vote. I totally respect that because that's your choice. You know what I'm saying? If we all had the same mind, we all be robots.
Right.
However, at the same time, but if you want to be some sort of change or be some sort of, difference in everything that's going on, man, then go ahead and cast your vote.
Right.
But if not, cool with everything that's going on, then don't cast your vote.
Right.
That's how I feel about that.
I hear that.
You know what I'm saying? But it's good to see that y'all have a platform to where y'all can try to reach out to folks and get them to understand the stuff that's going on in the community. Because it's not just about the presidential election, but you got to also look at everything that's going on statewide as well.
Yep.
Like your city itself. Like if you're not in tune with your community, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to at least get like one toe in. Even if you one toe down, everybody can't be 10 toes down just rushing in. You know what I'm saying? If you one toe down, you'll still be able to, get some sort of insight in everything that's going on and be able to be a part of it and, have a voice. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have, like, if you don't want to do that, I pray for y'all, man, because, you can't talk about something if you're not a part of it and you don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Back to the history thing.
And
you got to read up on the history of the U.S., knowing the fact that, especially with minorities, y'all, they still not counting y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They still not counting y'all.
Yeah.
It's a blinder for certain parts or for certain demographics, thinking that everything is still the same from like 50, 60 years ago.
Right.
Like, nah. They still not trying to count the minority as a part of everything that's going on. You got folks that's on the bandwagon, like, the Black Lives Matter bandwagon, Brown Lives Matter, like, that's all bandwagon. Like, you know what I'm saying? But to some folks, being black, being brown, being yellow, just being a color, period, that's not no fad.
Yeah.
Like, this is everyday life.
That's
exactly.
Life. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is the reason why we take voting seriously.
Exactly.
We have to take voting seriously. Even if I'm mute, guess what? My vote is going to speak louder than me.
Yeah.
So I need to have my vote in there. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't going to.
And I'm going to assume that you voted, right? You voted.
Yeah, I
okay, good.
voted.
I'm glad.
Voted.
Because we definitely. We definitely need people like you out here voting and telling and letting everybody know. So thank you for calling in because we're out of time, unfortunately. But we definitely appreciate you, Charles.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for calling in
bro.
and keep watching.
Hey, man, no problem at all, man. Continue doing what y'all doing, man. Much love to y'all. Bless, respect, positivity, all that, man. Y'all keep it going, all right?
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yay. Well, that was good. You know,
Right?
he
That
had
was
some
nice.
good points. I'm
Yes.
glad, you know,
Definitely.
that.
It's about the history.
Yeah, it definitely is, and that definitely plays a major role. And I feel like young people definitely need to understand, and some even older people need to be recapped. So
That's
it's
part of
up
what got
to
me
us.
up. I wasn't trying to have history repeated stuff. I'm not trying to have that, so I had to get my butt up too and vote.
Exactly,
Yeah.
me too. So
If
hope
you-
all of you guys voted
Yes.
and you know, are still watching the election. Thanks for tuning in. We're here every other Wednesday at 7 p.m. If you got 15 minutes, we got time for you. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.